Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, inmates. Whatever time of day it is, welcome back to the cellblock Scorch. I'm your humble host this week, Rev. I'm very excited to share this piece with you, as it is one of the first pieces for my amalgamation monstrosity of Arthurian legend and primarily Greek mythology. I believe it's the third piece I wrote, but it is the first piece chronologically that I get to share with you, as I quote unquote won our competition this week. Winning never feels like quite the right word, but I'm the one that the judge chose, so like it is winning, but we're all winners because we all write. You have an idea, go make it. That's how you win life. Create art. Anyway, the prompt this week was given by a temporary member of ours, and it is simply, and then the shadows moved. So without further ado, I'm gonna jump into it and read my piece for y'all. On the eve of his 23rd birthday, Arthur had a vision. He stood in a cave shrouded in darkness when suddenly the shadows moved. A young man whom he didn't recognize materialized in front of him. He had blonde, sun-bleached hair, but smoldering red eyes that looked like hot coals. His face was regal, with a strong jawline and prominent cheekbones. He was robed in red and brown, reminding Arthur of autumn. And looking at the man, he felt that he was a true king. Arthur Pendray. His voice was a soft baritone, and Arthur heard in it that undertone of pride that he had used so many times before when his siblings had shown him something they'd worked on. But there was something else that he couldn't put his finger on. "I am your patron," the man continued. "My father had his throne usurped by his greedy younger brother, just as your ancient ancestor. He was banished and cast out from his home, forced to live a life not fitting of his birthright. As the firstborn son of his wife and queen, I too am the true ruler of a kingdom that I do not yet control." Arthur then noticed a crown of flowers on his head, and when he paused, his curiosity got the better of him and he spoke. "Who are you? You said you're my patron. Are you a god?" "I am. My name is Zagreus. My history is complicated, but my time in front of you is extremely limited. For now, suffice it to say, little cousin, that I am the son of Hades and Persephone. My strength is weak, and to more fully prepare you for your task, I need you to come to me." The look on his face was strained, and his hair slowly began darkening while the fire in his eyes cooled. "Before I leave this dream, I shall leave you with a clear path. Find me in Mount Avalon. Take the sword that Nimue has protected for you, and come to me quickly." Zagreus faded from the forefront of the vision as his hair finished browning. "Wait!" Arthur yelled, reaching out. "I have so many questions!" "Find me." As Zagreus spoke those final words, Arthur felt a hand on his shoulder. He turned around to see Persephone, goddess of spring and queen of the underworld, standing in a simple beige dress with a colorful shawl. Like Zagreus, her simple dress did not detract from her obvious royalty. "My lady," Arthur said, dropping to one knee, bowing. "Young Pendray, you have a long, hard trail in front of you, but I know that you shall be a great tool for your kingdom and for my son. If ever you doubt where to go, find an Angelina, remove 3 petals and throw them to the wind. Follow where they lead, and they will be your guide." Her voice was as soft as summertime, yet at the same time as cold as iron. "Your son, my lady. Do you mean—" Arthur trailed off, thinking of the god he had just met yet never heard of. "Yes, Zagreus is my son, but it is not my place to explain more." Her eyes were full of longing. "When you find him, treat him with the same respect that you have shown me, for he is as deserving of it as I. Now finish resting. You'll need it." She placed her right hand on his head, and Arthur fell into a dreamless slumber until he awoke in the morning. All right, finito. So, from the get-go with this concept, I don't remember how much I've talked about it in the one or two pieces I've read. I really loved the idea of the mortal world paralleling the kind of godly sphere, and a story of, the divine rights of kings, as obviously BS as that is in real life. Goodness, do I love it in a story. It's sick conceptually, and that's why, it worked so long as the justification for the actual kings of Europe, because it's a cool story, even if it's not true at all. And so this was, like many nerdy youth in the US, I was obsessed with Greek mythology as a child, and I still really love Greek mythology. I'd always loved Hades and Persephone specifically. There was a book series that I read growing up that my older brother had called Mythomania, that is this really fun reimagining of the myths for kids, where it is specifically Hades retelling all the myths as they actually happened, as opposed to the way Zeus tells them to uplift really his own image. Great introduction to the concept of propaganda for children. Zeus is lying about how the stories actually happened to aggrandize himself, aggrandize his children, and then Hades comes in and is like, that's not what happened at all. That's some BS. Let me tell you what actually happened. And it's really fun. One of my first memories of like learning different myths, like the myth of Atalanta or Medusa's myth. Again, just great time. And so really from an early age, I've had loved this concept of, Zeus just being a propagandizing liar. While that's not really here in this at all specifically, everyone everywhere agrees that Zeus sucks. And Hades as the eldest of the gods, there's that obvious argument that he should have been the king of the gods, as he was the eldest. And I like the idea of having Arthur, as he becomes the king of Camelot, help this young unknown god Zagreus to take down and take over the celestial realm as well and become the new king of Olympus. This has really spiraled in my concept into something much grander than that as I've continued writing short stories here and there for it and continued developing the way I want to fully approach this concept. I'm very excited to keep sharing the handful of stories from this that I have with you. So, feel free to ask any questions. Have a great time. If you need some quick, easy little reads that are fun as heck, go check out Mythomania by Kate McMullen. And the prompt that I gave for the following week was the team up or matchup you've always been waiting for. So again, thanks for being here with us at the cellblock Scorch. Check out the Patreon and please donate if you can to read the Embers, the other stories from this week, and keep that fire burning.
The Cellblock Scorch is a production of Stellacore, an independent group of nerds sharing their obsessions with the world. Links to all our projects, including Instagram, Tumblr, YouTube, Patreon, and Ko-Fi, can be found on our link tree, posted in each episode description. Follow us on Tumblr or Instagram to see the prompt of the day before the episode drops, and a quote from each Scorch the day after. If you would like to support our creative endeavors, you can give a one-time tip to the Ko-Fi of the writer of your favorite Scorches, or check out our Patreon. There, you can access the Scorches and episode transcripts for free, or sign up for Spark level support for $5 a month to gain access to our embers as well.